I'm Grimgrindle and welcome to this week's build request. This request comes from Grime Grindley. I apologise if I'm mispronouncing that name, who has asked if I can try to build the snowplow transformation from the second level of Yooka-Laylee. I don't know, Grime, let's give it a shot. Now, quite luckily for you, I've recently been playing Yooka-Laylee a fair bit, so I'm quite familiar with the vehicle. Getting the basic shape of the vehicle was not too difficult. However, what was difficult is deciding the exact level of detail I was going to actually be able to achieve in it. And indeed, if you end up watching tomorrow's Grim builds of this vehicle, you'll probably notice that it's not only one of the longest Grim builds for a single vehicle I've done, but also that about 95% of the video is me adding details, realising I've hit the part limit and haven't quite achieved anything that I was going for, and having to delete those details and try something different. I mean, I think I changed the back of the vehicle a good 4 or 5 times. And you'll probably also notice that the vehicle continuously got longer, wider and taller, as I realised that its smaller size was simply not accommodating important details such as Yuka's head frills. And that was another large piece of indecision that I found myself coming to terms with while trying to build this replica. I think this replica could perhaps be more accurate, however it would not be quite so functional. And what I mean by this is about halfway through building the vehicle, I made a very conscious decision to actually move away from the vehicle's design in Yooka-Laylee in order to adapt it to more of how the vehicle would look if it had been originally designed to be in Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts. And what I'm rather specifically referring to here is the vehicle is quite a bit longer than it appears to be in Yooka-Laylee. This is because I wanted to use the back of the vehicle to actually be able to transport things, and so in order to do so, I used a large box rather than simply making the back of the truck out of just blocks. And of course, because the size of a large box is prefabricated within the game, it meant that to do so I had to make a few concessions in regards to the accuracy of the vehicle. I to and froed with this decision a fair bit, but I ended up deciding to completely settle on it because the large box freed up some much needed part limit. And then finally, the only other 2 details of note on this vehicle are the googly eyes and the frog. The googly eyes were gotten from Stop and Swap, and I actually went and specifically did some egg hunting just to get the item because I knew it would be perfect for the vehicle. However, the frog is because there was simply not enough googly eyes. You see, in Yooka-Laylee, when you transform, you get both the googly eyes for Yuka and the googly eyes for Laylee. And I had from Stop and Swap enough googly eyes for Yuka, but no googly eyes left over for Laylee. So unfortunately, Laylee's going to have to be represented here by this little purple frog. I was a little bit surprised that you only get 1 googly eyes, mainly because in the Banjo-Kazooie wiki it says you get 2 of them. I'm not sure if that's because it's been incorrectly reported, or if you have to do something in TUI or something to get an extra one or something, but either way, at the moment, the bat's just going to have to be a frog. Regardless, I'm relatively happy with how it turned out. It is at least recognisable as a snowplow from Yooka-Laylee, and it is pretty fun to drive around and definitely looks the part, especially when you're using it in the Challenge Home Improvement Igloo Edition. If you want this vehicle in your own save, when I stop talking in a moment, there'll be the layer by layer of it, so you'll be able to replicate it relatively easily. And with all of that said and done, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, I have been and still am Grimgrindle, and I'm off to play more Yooka-Laylee.
Stop.